Zoom. I want to shift gears and talk about Zoom a little bit, and then we'll loop back into time. But I really wanted to lead with this because it's so important. And I figured about this point in the day, I've got the most attention, and I probably got the most of you tuned in right now. So let's talk Zoom basics, because boy, oh boy, do some of us ever need to level up on our Zoom game. Here's the reality. This slide is the reality that triggered this space. All right, I knew it was never really going to be something I was going to host from the chest up, from my little stand-up frame with the canvas. I knew this was never going to be that, because right from the beginning of deciding to do this, I wanted a space that I could walk around, and I wanted a camera that was going to be able to zoom in, or not so much zoom in, but capture everything. You know, I like to pace. I'm doing a pretty good job of calming down and staying in one spot today. But I do like to pace, I like to move around, and I think it matters. And so I looked up, you know, how much does it matter? Here's how much it matters. It's a much smarter man than myself, Albert Morabian, who did a study on communication. 7% of our communication is about what we're saying. 38% of it is the tone, the modulation, and the pauses. 38% of it. Right? That little pause got some people's attention. 55%, more than half, is the face and the arms and the body and how things are moving and, you know, yeah, let's do this. Like what's actually happening? So Zoom matters more than ever because in person, that ship has sailed. And I know a lot of you want to get back to in person, but I also know most of you don't want to get back to in-person with clients because you've seen the light. You've seen how much more efficient you can be. You've gone from 11 million to 21 million, 21.7 actually, it's almost 22 million. You've doubled your production. You've doubled your income. And how did that happen? It happened mainly for a lot of people because the in-person thing was removed. The efficiency skyrocketed. But in that mix, there's a few things that have suffered, and communication is one of them. So Zoom is very, very important. So don't be the following people. I'm going to show you some slides. They're going to blow your mind. Okay, I'm actually kidding because I couldn't insert the image. I couldn't do it. When you're meeting with the VP of a major company, not in our industry, nobody in our industry, but a major company, a significant company, a household name, not just in Canada, a household name across North America. And I'm lucky enough to get a call with this guy, and he shows up in a hoodie. Like, what? But it's because in his mind, he's at home. You know, he's casual. He's probably got his pajama bottoms on. He's got his hoodie on. Hey, what's up, man? Like, what? Like, don't be that guy. I took a screenshot of it because he had the corporate logo in the background. And I just thought, this is how people get fired. Like, this is really, really bad. So the next one is absolutely incredible, which, again, I'm sorry. I want to share the image, and I might have done it if we weren't recording this and it wasn't being broadcast out live, if it was just a small group of us meeting in person. So that's where you do lose some of this stuff. But this person lit a cigarette. Now, you might ask, how was I so fast that I have it. I have a screenshot. And again, genuinely not a person in our industry. This was a different Zoom event I was doing. It was a training thing. I can't make this up on how to be better on Zoom. And there were a bunch of us in there. And I wasn't that quick with the screenshot. I got the screenshot the second time she lit a cigarette up. I mean, okay, I get it. I mean, you know, as they exhaled and the smoke washed over the camera and came across the screen, it's not like it hit me in the face. It's not like I had to smell it. It's not like I was inhaling it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It just looked unbelievable. So no, I don't think any of you are smoking on Zoom calls. I'm pretty sure you're probably not doing that with your clients. Although we do things on a subconscious level we don't even realize we're doing. And we really need to be aware of these things. Zoom is this is in person right now. I don't get a moment where I don't have 600 pairs of eyeballs on me today. Like that, this is real, right? This connection is real. So a Zoom meeting, like I say, it is an in-person meeting. It absolutely is an in-person meeting. So first off, be punctual. Punctuality matters, right? We went live at 8 o'clock, and I know I got the text messages. Where are you, man? You're late. Time zones. We went live at 8 o'clock Pacific time. But and by the way, that's a really important thing. That was a failing on my part, not marking time zones and sending calendar invites out, right? That's a note to self. Another note to self is making sure the email addresses are correct, because people sometimes typo their own email address. So having a double entry where the person has to type their email address a second time. We'll make sure we do that next time. But punctuality matters when you're having a Zoom meeting, because there is no traffic to use as an excuse. There's no parking, there's no weather, there's no nothing. So you gotta be on time for a Zoom meeting. It's very, very important. And suiting up and showing up. All right, the very eagle-eyed of you will notice I am not wearing a tie. I've stopped wearing ties. I'm done. COVID ate my ties. Okay, there's actually 7 ties hanging over in a coat rack about 30 feet away, and I was flipping a coin. But I'm done with the tie. I'm almost done with the suits. Let me tell you, the suits, they're just about done with me. The whole thing of having to put bottoms on, I don't know how it happened. I mean, my suit pants have been hanging in a closet for 2 years, but somehow they shrunk. Just a little bit, but they shrunk. So yeah. Anyway, suit up and show up for a Zoom meeting every single time. Very, very important. And actually, perhaps the most important thing I can share of all, and yeah, I've had the experience. I like my peanut butter and honey sandwiches, and every now and then I get a piece of peanut butter on my cheek. Look in the mirror before you go live on the Zoom. Look in the mirror, right? Every single time. So you're on time, you're looking sharp. Fantastic, you suited up, you're there, you're ready to go. Can anybody tell? Or have you got the witness protection lighting going on? What's actually happening here, right? Some Zoom basics on technology. When this segment is emailed out, by the way, a hardware list will come with it. But don't wait for that. Don't wait for the hardware list. Order yourself an upgraded camera. Order yourself a proper tripod. Get yourself a ring light, a spotlight. There's a ton of this stuff on Amazon. It's delivered the next day. It's fantastic. Make it happen. Microphone, right? Get a quality microphone. Now, sorry, to back up a second, why did I say a remote camera? Upgrade your camera to a remote camera that you put on a tripod. I tuned in, and again, well, it wasn't early days. It was like 7 months into the pandemic, 7 months of Zoom use. And I tuned into a major public speaker. Like, this guy's been on the circuit for like 40 years, and he was doing a talk, and somebody sent me a link for access to it, and I thought, yeah, I recognize that name. That seems like a cool guy. I'll check his stuff out. He was tuned in from the laptop with the angle, and like, as we grow, the ears, the nose, and the chin never stop growing. So the older we get, the bigger the chin, nose, and ears get. That's a reality. So when you tune in to a Zoom call being hosted by a 75 to 80-year-old guy, this dude's got a pretty good sized nose on him by then. It's been growing for a while. And when the camera angle is up the nose, this was not ideal. And that was somebody who probably had an audience of thousands, if not tens of thousands. And he was doing it from a crappy laptop with luckily it had crappy resolution, with a ridiculous angle. I mean, how is this possible 7 months in, but certainly 2 years now? Like, level up our games, right? So again, a proper microphone for proper audio. Vital. I ordered 5 different mics to try out all the different mics when I was thinking I was gonna shoot this in my living room. I bought myself a TV, I bought myself all these mics. I'm trying to figure out, because audio is so crucial, right? A Bluetooth headset might be the move for you, right? A lot of our staff use the Jabra Bluetooths, and they sound great. Teleprompter. If you're gonna start shooting your own videos, order yourself a teleprompter, learn how to use it. it's absolutely the right way to go. And that is another example of do as I say, not as I do, because I haven't got around to that yet. I haven't figured out the teleprompter thing, but that's happening for 2022. No more reading and moving sheets of paper around in front of the camera. And by the way, people are always watching, and luckily they'll be helpful, and they'll send you screenshots from their computer that they'll put the text over. What is happening here? And you can see that they've actually highlighted, I appreciate this as well. Thanks, Nikki. They've highlighted the blue line is actually the bottom of the photo. Like, why is my picture crooked at the bottom, but it actually looked it looked straight at the top, but it was crooked at the bottom. It had to do with the angle. I'd moved the camera to the side. The other reason I share this one, though, is because you can also see, like, did I shave my chin, but not the rest? Now, that's the filter, right? I'm trying to take the, a bunch of people are like, filter, what filter? Zoom has a filter. Go click video, and there's filters in there. And I'm trying to, smooth out the wrinkles in the forehead, trying to, as I've said many a time, when we come out of this whole thing and we start actually meeting up in person again, people are going to be like, whoa, I'm going to have aged 5 years because the Zoom filter has been kind of nice, except it took all the whiskers out of my chin. It blotted them out, so the beard factor was a problem with the filter. So pay attention to what filter you're using. You might be fixing one part of your face and kind of making the other part a little weird looking. And I have a stand-up desk. For all my Zooms, I've done them for the last 2 years from a stand-up desk. It isn't some crazy, expensive power up and down thing or anything like that. It's a $65 IKEA tabletop with $80 worth of legs, right? If you've got the space and you can do a sit-down desk and a stand-up desk, I like it because it makes me move around a little bit. I get up, I move. That's very important through the course of the day. And there's a big difference with your voice, right? When you're standing, you project, right? The diaphragm, everything works better. We're meant to project when we're standing. And you're projecting confidence. Whether you have it or you don't have it, you just seem more confident when you're standing. Sitting, what does that say, right? It's like static, like low energy, and you sound a little softer. Like you're ready for action, like I've got this, I'm gonna take care of you, right? Big deal there. This is in person, right, for 2022. Zoom, for all of 2022, it's gonna be our in-person gig. So spend the money, invest. I don't like the word spend anymore. When it comes to time or money, we're always investing. There is no spending. It's always an investment, no matter how you cut it. Background matters, right? Having some kind of contrasting background. More importantly, make sure you're wearing a contrasting shirt. That first screenshot, the white shirt, not good. You wind up looking like a floating head. So the contrasting shirt matters, a little bit of color. Gentlemen, have a button-down shirt with a collar. Please, don't do the hoodie thing. Don't do the t-shirt thing. Look professional. Look, I wear a hoodie most of the day. I'll admit it, I do. I got to put the hood on to stay warm. But I keep button-down collared shirts hanging on the tripod where the camera is, so it takes 2 minutes to actually put on a button-down shirt and away I go. Maybe I'm still wearing pajama bottoms in this. It's possible, right? Also, side note, GIF. Now I just discovered GIFs, and when I started putting a GIF in the email over top of the link, click here to watch the video, the click-through rate skyrocketed. It went from about 60% to 80% click-through on the video. So when you're sending out emails, the GIF is your friend. But talking about Zoom, again, filters, lighting, everything else, this is a really, really nice blue shirt. I don't know what happened here. I really don't know what happened here. Shirt looks awful. So it's also good to double check what you actually look like. And your background, this is a pro tip from Steph. I love this. I get lost on this website. Do not go on this website right now. You'll get sucked into a rabbit hole. You'll be there for 20 minutes. Walls Heaven. It's basically all kinds of different landscapes, city views, you name it. You can search just about any topic you want. And they do these huge wallpaper-style murals. So your entire wall becomes whatever the image you want it to be is. Don't smoke. Okay, I shouldn't have to say that, right? But seriously, on a Zoom call, don't smoke. Don't eat anything, ever. Don't drink anything, ever. Don't chew your nails. Don't play with your hair. I wish I had that option. Don't blow your nose. Don't blow your nose without going and double checking in the mirror that everything is cool, especially if you got that up the nose camera angle, right? You got to be very cautious with that. Do improve your zoom game, right? Please, please, please improve your zoom game. Get some better hardware, sharpen those skills. The bottom line here, the bottom line is zoom is here to stay. Zoom's not going anywhere. Invest in quality. Take a few $100s, budget it out, and get some decent hardware. Make yourself look that little bit better. It's vital, and like I say, it's here to stay for 2022, and it's going to stay beyond that, because at this point, all our clients have gotten used to it as well, and that's how they want to live.